Does anyone remember the Mazda Navajo? There's a possibility that while some will, most will not. The Navajo was a vehicle made in partnership with the Ford Motor Company and took the two-door Ford Explorer Sport from 1991 to 1994, styled it a bit differently, and rebadged it to the Mazda Navajo. Then came the Mazda B-Series pickup trucks. Mazda once again partnered with Ford Motor Company and, with again some minor exterior modifications, took a Ford Ranger and made the Mazda B-Series pickup. This partnership solved two problems for Mazda: taking the popular Ford Ranger platform and making a Mazda truck reduce their very expensive tooling for a new pickup for the company, thus reducing developmental cost and still having a truck for their lineup. And secondly, they were not subject to the 25% import chicken tax. The B-Series pickup, as stated, is set on a Ford Ranger platform and thus use the same Ranger engine and transmission configurations and could be had in regular cab and cab plus configurations, as well as a 4-door cab plus 4, with one bed size. Naming was unconventional, using the engine displacement for naming. B2500 used a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, B3000 used a flex fuel 3-liter V6, and the B4000 used a 4-liter Cologne-developed V6 engine. Automatic and manual transmissions were available across the board, and Ford's shift-on-the-fly electronic transfer case was optional as well. Our Cab Plus 4 B2500 is rear-wheel drive and was built at the Twin Cities Assembly Plant in Minneapolis-St. Paul, Minnesota in April of 1999. The final B-Series was produced by Twin Cities Assembly on December 11, 2009, ending the 37 years of pickup truck sales by Mazda North America. Hey everyone, in today's detailed in-depth walk-around review, we are taking a blast from the past and we're going back to 1999 and taking a look at one of Mazda's trucks. What we are taking a look at today is a 1999 Mazda B-Series B2500. It is a Cab Plus model with the 4 access doors in the rear, or the 2 access doors in the rear. And this truck is painted in Amazon green metallic, and it features the beige cloth interior. Now this will be a full in-depth review. We're going to cover everything from the exterior to the interior, mechanical performance, and everything else in between. I've also put full pricing and options in the description box below. It is the one new price when it was brand new in 1999. As stated previously, the B-Series can be had in either 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive configurations. I generally reserve this view mostly for our 4-wheel drive vehicles to show in detail the underside of the vehicle, to display the transfer case and the underbelly protection that is in place, but this truck was actually indecently preserved underneath, so I felt it a good idea to in fact show it off. As stated, our B2500 is 2-wheel drive with power coming from the base level 2.5-liter Pinto LL25 single overhead cam 8-valve inline 4-cylinder engine. This engine is of cast iron block and head construction and features electronic distributed ignition with 2 spark plugs per cylinder, electronic multi-port fuel injection, and a 9.1:1 compression ratio. In terms of power, compared to the competitors of the time, the B-Series in its 4-cylinder form was very underpowered. The engine creates 119 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 146 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM. Compared to the Toyota Tacoma, with its 2.4-liter i4, creating 242 horsepower and 160 pound-feet of torque, and weighs 200 pounds less than the B2500. The 2500 has a gross vehicle weight rating of 4,760 pounds, with a curb weight of 3,335 pounds. Total payload capacity is 1,260 pounds, with a maximum trailer towing capacity of a measly 1,380 pounds. Honestly, the B3000 or 4000 would be the way to go. The B2500 is equipped with a 20.5 US gallon fuel capacity and consumes 4.8 gallons per 100 miles driven, with an estimated total driving range of 430 miles, which seems highly optimistic. EPA fuel economy figures are 19 miles per gallon in the city, 24 miles per gallon on the highway, and a combined average of 21 miles per gallon. While you could opt for the automatic transmission, our B2500 features the 5-speed manual transmission. This is a Mazda-built M50D R1 manual with 5th gear overdrive and a 373:1 rear axle ratio and a 0.79:1 5th gear overdrive ratio. Alright, as we walk around the rear, we're going to cover the rear in a little bit more detail. As you can see, very much based on a Ford Ranger, save for some Mazda touches. Alright, you're on the rear of the B-Series. It's a little bit different than the Ranger. The bed is actually its own unique design. It has a pseudo step side bed, almost like a flare side, but not quite. It does have a little bit more exaggerated fenders back here. Other than that, it's a double-walled stamped steel bed, just like the Ranger has. It does have these tie-down hooks for stakes. The taillights are unique to the Mazda. They actually would not fit on the Ranger, but they're divided into 3 sections. Your tail light and your brake light. This is your turn indicator, of course, and that's your reverse light. And of course, you have the chrome bumper down below. And the tailgate is not a locking tailgate, no assist or anything. Chrome handle there. Just a basic truck design back here. And as we walk along the profile of the truck, having the access doors in the rear is a really nice thing. I put the dimensions on screen so you can see the dimensions of this truck. And overall, this is in very nice shape. However, it does have a small dent here in the door, and the trim is faded here. But I do like the chrome trim around the windows. It kind of adds a nice little flare. Steering is hydraulically assisted engine speed sensing variable rate rack and pinion with a 41.6 foot turning radius. Wheels on this vehicle are 15 by 7 inch styled cast aluminum shot in 225/70 R15 Continental ContiTac all-season tires. Suspension up front is independent short long arms with coil springs and gas shocks and a stabilizer bar. The suspension in the rear consists of a solid semi-floating live rear axle and gas charge shocks with leaf springs. Brakes are power assisted front disc rear drums with rear wheel ABS and feature 10.3 inch ventilated rotors up front and 9 inch drums in the rear. And moving up front, even though it's based on a Ranger, you can see Mazda has unique touches for the front end design, including the headlamps and the grille. Alright, now up front, even though it is based on the Ranger, it does have its own unique styling cues, save from the Ranger. It does share a lot of the body panels with the Ranger, but it does have some Mazda touches. Everything back here is all Ford Ranger. Side view mirrors, the chrome strip here. These fenders, or the fender panels here, are from the Ranger. Although they do have a little flare here. The B2500 designation. The hood is carryover. But the headlamps and the grille are all unique to the Mazda. Just a simple halogen headlamp, incandescent turn indicators, the unique Mazda chrome grille with the black inserts, and I believe the bumper is actually from the Ranger. I could be mistaken though. But everything from the windshield back in the cab is all Ford Ranger. Alright, now before we get inside, let's take a look at the key and what you get. And this is it. It does have a lot of spare keys, but this is the Mazda key. Now, if you had the upgraded trim levels or the convenience packages, you'd get keyless remote entry along with power windows and power door locks. This truck is not equipped with such. It is all manual inside. So this is the key you get. No smart key access, no nothing. You want to lock the doors, you twist to the back of the truck, locks the doors. Want to unlock, twist to the front. Alright, let's hop inside, see what we got. As stated before, a very basic Ranger, but it does have some Mazda touches, but not a lot. Take a quick look at the door panels. It is completely Ford Ranger. I do like the beige and the black. It has kind of a nice, better look than the graphite, I think. But you have the pseudo perforated vinyl here, padded armrest, door pulls, wind-up windows, simple speakers, matte pocket, little texture here. Over on the instrument panel, you do have your headlamp control here, instrument panel brightness and dim. Emergency brake is actually in the floor. This is your brake release. Note the 3 pedals indicating this does have a manual transmission, and that right there is your hood release. It does have Mazda B2500 floor mats, but we're going to keep that in place right now for the dealership. Simple seat controls. No power assist here, just manual seat back recline, manual fore and aft adjust. You do have this black plastic tread plate with the Mazda logo emblazoned in the plastic. And let's take a quick look at the seats. The seats are the 60-40 split folding bench seat. The passenger seat is basically its own bucket seat, and the driver's seat has a center seat and a fold-down armrest, and it does have this like a tweed type cloth. It's a two-tone beige, so you got this darker grayish beige and the lighter beige here. A very grippy fabric. We do have a center armrest that does, as stated before, it does fold up, and it does reveal a little bench seat here. You can see the cutout, and it does have a lap belt, no shoulder belt, but you can also open up the armrest and reveal some storage, mat pocket storage, coin storage here, cassette storage, CD storage, all that kind of stuff, odds and ends. But yeah, there's the interior, and the seats are pretty comfortable. They're very supportive for what they are, and they keep you in place. All right, now that we're inside, let's pan through the interior. I'm going to show more details. Hydraulically assisted power steering, as stated before. And we've also got a 4-spoke steering wheel with an airbag, and instead of the Ford logo, we have the Mazda logo. And the cruise controls are actually, they've been since broken off and worn off, but this is your on and off switch over here. You can definitely see the off switch here, but the on switch, they definitely need replaced. Over here is your set, accelerate, and coast and cancel buttons over here. And then your multi-function stalk here is just your turn indicator, high beam, wiper washer control. This is your tilt wheel. It does have a tilt wheel on this Ranger, which is nice. And your 4-way flashers are actually up here on top of the steering column. And straight ahead, taking a look at the instrument cluster, we have a full set of gauges, which is really nice. So we have our coolant temperature, fuel door, 6,000 RPM tach. The brake warning light is on because I have the parking brake set. 120 mile per hour speedometer. This truck has 88,492 miles at the time of this recording. Oil pressure and battery volts. Nice to see a full complement of gauges. If you had the standard gauge package, you would delete the tachometer and move the speedometer to the center, and you still get the other 4. All right, moving over the top of the dash, it is all Ford Ranger in here, or Ford Explorer. Just has that simple vinyl soft touch material that goes all the way over to the passenger side, and it goes down into the passenger side airbag and the glove box, which opens up to reveal Mazda owner's manual and supplements. And then coming into the center dash, we have our air vents up here, AM/FM CD player here, climate controls down here, and this truck does have air conditioning, 12-volt power point here, and another 12-volt power point there. Down here in this little pod, you have your manual passenger side airbag deactivation by using the key. Turn to the off, and that little yellow light lights up, indicating that the airbag is off. There was no weight detection there. And this is just a ashtray. All right, and then we have a mini consolette up here. It's all black plastic. It does house the 5-speed manual transmission. It's actually a 4-speed with a 5th gear overdrive. And we do have 2 large cup holders on either side of the shifter, as you can see there. All right, and taking a look down the center of the seat, as you can see, is exactly what we showed before. The fold-down armrest. Just another view of it here with it open. So yeah, it is a Cab Plus model, so we're going to go over the rear portion of it. So it is an extended cab, but it does have access doors on both sides. So this is in fact a 4-door pickup. Now overhead, we do have just a manually dimming rearview mirror. We do have nice large padded sun visors. They have the airbag warning labels and non-illuminated, non-covered vanity mirrors. The sun visors do swing out, but they do not slide. And also note, you have overhead assist handles right here and height adjustable seat belts for the front seat passenger. Now, up here we do have a dome light here, and by flicking this switch, you can turn on the left or right reading light, but not individually. There's no individual switch, so whoever has that light means the other person can't have theirs. And that's kind of weird. All right, so there's the front seat area of the Mazda B-Series. All right, to gain access to the rear, it is the same for both sides. We open up the main door. And then inside here, you'll find the release handle here. That unlatches. And so this is in fact what you get when the doors are open. And you'll note you do have some cubby storage here, a seatbelt buckle, I wonder why, speakers here, and you have the rear windows here. And you'll note that the driver's side seatbelt is also height adjustable. Ah, this is why we have seatbelt buckles, because we actually have rear jump seats. Isn't that cool? So we'll go over those seats here in just a second. We do have a sliding rear window, overhead coat hook. As you can see, the quarter windows are actually fixed in place. And the jump seats do fold down, just like this. And then the seat backs fold up. It is covered in that same kind of gray cloth that you saw earlier. And you have a lap belt here that comes out of the frame. And it goes into there, just like that. And these rear seat passengers are also treated to cup holders individually. And of course, you've also got your jack stowage and stuff like that in here. And to fold the seats is very easy. Just fold down here and put it back up in the trim panel. And you have your seats out of the way. This is for the lap belt up front. And you have a nice load flat floor back here. And of course, we've also got the same jump seat here on this side. So in fact, you have two seats back here. Fold it back down so you can kind of get a visual. And the seats also slide forward to allow easy access into the rear. Alright, it's not a pickup truck review without a look at the bed. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that now. Opening the tailgate is very easy. No fancy automatic opening, dampening, or anything like that. It just is a straight truck pickup bed. Now it does have the optional Duraliner Mazda branded drop-in bed liner. So it is original to the truck. It is a factory installed option. It does keep your bed in a nice protected state. And as you can see, it is very cold and snowy, so the bed is covered in snow. But we do have tie-down hooks back here. And we also have this nifty little thing here underneath the snow, where you can actually put a 2x4 in here, and it spans the entire width of the bed to kind of divide it up. All right, to close it. Alright, and that does conclude our in-depth walk-around review of the 1999 Mazda B-Series pickup. We hope you found the review informative, and if you did, please comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/neighborhoodcarreviews and our Instagram channel at BrentsoJ1. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.